Akochimang, avadimang, ajinimang, ahasime, ye chatang nupanaihanti, verang tes pasamati. Someone scolded me, someone struck me, someone got the better of me, someone stole from me. The hatred of those who do not bear such a grudge ceases. So this verse is clearly the twin or the pair of verse 3. This first line here, again, has our 4 aorists. Nothing has changed there. And in this second line, not a lot has changed, just what is in blue. We'll start with this main clause, tes pasamati. Now this is actually tesang and upasamati. I don't know that we see this sort of elision occurring outside of poetry much. Here it's probably happened for, again, metrical purposes. It looks like this nigahita, that is this has dropped off, leaving us with the which has joined with the u, and it has become a long u. So instead of tesang upasamati, we have tes pasamati. Upasamati really means to be settled, to cease. It's almost, I believe, a synonym with samati. So when we realize that this breaks into verang tesang, the hatred of those, and then we can go back to our relative clause, ye chatang nu panaihanti. So the only difference here is we put a na in front of upanaihanti, those who do not bear such a grudge. Here, this is another way of translating the tongue. Those who do not bear a grudge in this way, we might just say such a grudge. It's a little looser, but the meaning is still intact. Now, in terms of the content, I think a lot of people jump to a question like, well, does this mean I have to be a doormat? Do I have to let people steal from me, abuse me physically, emotionally, and things of that nature? I certainly don't have an answer for that in all cases. I would say there is a parallel teaching from Christianity that we probably have all heard, that is, of turning the other cheek and of giving someone your coat when they want your shirt. I think these teachings are trying to get us to sever our desire to have things and to build our identity out of what we have, thereby lessening our childish ego that just always wants to grab. We might even say our evolutionary ego that just wants. This is clearly a good thing. And one of the practical outcomes of this is if we desire less, that means there will be more for those who are in need. Now, on the other hand, on the other extreme, and this is something that everyone has to figure out for himself, is that we have to be healthy. The Buddha always taught that we should have enough food. We should keep the body healthy so that we're not sick. We can't go very far in our meditation practice, extending metta, if we're constantly in pain and diseased. And I would say likewise, if we are in situations where people are abusive, for instance, it's probably good to get clear of those. I don't think this is giving anyone permission to be abusive or trying to suggest that staying in abusive relationships is somehow the path to enlightenment. I think what it's saying is that at the same time, dwelling on things that have happened in the past, which cause our anger to be sustained or to grow, is definitely not the path to enlightenment. And there is more on that in verse 5.